إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا ومولانا محمد وبارك وسلم. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First of all, I would like to take the opportunity to thank Imam Afzal Khan Sahab and the committee members to allow me the opportunity to sit here on this minbar one more time in front of my brothers. I'll start with the ayat اهدنا الصراط والمستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم, which is from Surah Al-Fatiha, the first very chapter of the Quran. And I'm sure all of you here know this ayat. Today the topic is about Awliyaah Allah, friends of Allah, and a wali. I will be talking about the definition of a wali. And I think it's very important for us to know the importance of Awliyaah Allah, especially for the youngsters. And my heart is for my young brothers out there who does not know or does not know enough about the Awliyaah Allah. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم. Guide us to the straight path, the path of those you have favored. So now let's ask this question. The Quran is we're asking Allah in Surah Al-Fatiha, let's guide us to the straight path, to the path of those whom Allah has favored. And who Allah has favored? That's the question. In Surah Al-Ma'idah, Allah says, the Shuhada, the Anbiya, the Salihin. The Salihin are the one that is the most recent, the most updated one, as youngsters will call it. I take the definition from Sahih al-Bukhari to understand what is the definition of a wali. Al-waliyu al-mutaqiyu hasala lahu ala ad-dawamil fana'u fil afali awil fana'u fil swifati awil fana'u fil zat aw huwa al-mutaqiyu fil baqa. A wali is a friend of Allah, is the person who Allah has given tawfiq in obeying Him internally and externally. So a wali is a person who obeys Allah in every kind of situation, and Allah has chosen him. And while Allah has chosen him, Allah has chosen us as well to love that person. In 4 states. In his action has to be pious, his attributes, his qualities, his submission to Allah, and his entity, what he possesses about Allah. And this is Al-Asqalani in Sharh Bukhari Hadith 6021. Awliyaah Allah, as we said, is the plural in Arabic, the plural of wali. And wali and Awliyaah Allah, they are the friends of Allah. They are the chosen one by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I will reinforce our Aqidah as-Sunnah wal Jama'ah that we believe in Awliyaah Allah. We have Iman and we have belief that Awliyaah Allah are the helpers, are our helpers and the friends of Allah. First of all, I will start with a logical example. It's the month of December. There's a bug going around. People are vomiting, they're falling ill. So you would know anyone who falls ill, they go to a doctor. Right? Don't tell me you don't go to doctors now. I'll be a bit worried. We all go to the doctor because we are ill. And when we go to the doctor, we go and ask help from the doctor. We ask help from the doctor to cure us. Who gives shifa? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Bayshak, He is the one that gives us cure. But we go through the doctor to give us cure. It's the same concept. If I have to translate it to the Awliyaah Allah, it's the same concept. We seek help from our Awliyaah Allah. And in the Quran, it says, وَادْعُوا شُهَدَاءَكُم مِّن دُونِ اللَّهِ إِن كُنتُمْ صَادِقِينَ. This is from Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 23, which is in chapter 2. And call your helpers, this is the translation, and call your helpers beside Allah if you're truthful. Arabic, literal translation. Call your helpers besides Allah. وَادْعُوا شُهَدَاءَكُم مِّن دُونِ اللَّهِ. Call your helpers beside Allah. So Awliyaah Allah is here for us to ask for help beside Allah if you are truthful. There's many other places in the Quran where we get the ijazah of asking help from Awliyaah Allah, and I'm reinforcing our aqidah here. For example, in Surah Al-Imran, chapter number 3, verse 52. Surah Al-Ma'idah, chapter number 5, verse number 2. Surah Al-Imran, chapter number 3, verse 81. Surah Al-Anfal, chapter 8, verse 62. And Surah Al-Fusilat, chapter 41, verse 31. Allah has given us the permission of asking help from the Awliyaah Allah, and orders us as well to ask help from the Awliyaah Allah. And as Imam Sahib was talking about earlier, Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam, Allah has chosen her. Allah has chosen certain people in this on here for us. For example, talking about Awliyaah Allah, I know it's a very complex. It might not be very logical. How does it work and how the kingdom works, how Islam works? Let's talk about United Kingdom first of all. United Kingdom. The taxman, who's at the top? David Cameron. Then, after that, you have the MPs. Then you have the officers. Then you have the sub-officers. All the way down until it reaches us, the common men. Now, let me ask you, whenever you have to have a subscription, you're not going to go to the man on the street and ask him for subscription. You're going to go to the higher ones, the hierarchy. Now let's talk about the kingdom of Allah. Bayshak, Allah is the one that created all. He's on the top. Then He assigned some duties to the angels. Hazrat Jibreel, who's the head of all angels. Then Hazrat Israel, who's in charge of the deaf. Hazrat Mikael, who's in charge of the rain and the food. Then after the angel, the Anbiya. After the Anbiya, we had the Shuhada, Tabi'in, Taba Tabi'in. And then, now, what do we have? The Wali Allah, the friends of Allah. And this is the hierarchy. Of course, we do ask from Allah, Bayshak, we ask from Allah alone. But however, we ask for help through the Awliyaah Allah as well. When Hazrat Adam alayhi salam came to earth, after thousands of years, asked for forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah did not forgive him. But when Hazrat Adam alayhi salam said, Ya Rabbi, oh my Lord, forgive me by the name that has been written on Jannah, through the wasila of that name, forgive me, Allah gave him maghfirah just there. Allah gave him forgiveness there. I forgive you. And what name was written on the gate of heaven? Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is one of the greatest proof that if we ask for the intercession of the chosen ones, of Wali Allah, of the Anbiya, our dua gets accepted. And Awliyaah Allah, they are alive, my brothers. And it's written in Surah Al-Baqarah, chapter 2, verse 154. وَلَا تَقُولُوا لِمَنْ يُقْتَلُ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ أَمْوَاتٍ بَلْ أَحْيَاءٌ وَلَكِنْ لَا تَشْعُرُونَ. Focus on this word. وَلَا تَقُولُوا. La in Arabic, not. And say not of those who are in the path of Allah, who's gone in the path of Allah, in the way of Allah, they are dead. They are living, though you do not perceive it. So my dear brothers in Islam, and those who are my sisters who are listening in Parda, the Awliyaah Allah, they're still here. They are our friends. And we should make it the firm belief that we should love our Awliyaah Allah, our friends of Allah, and through their love, for the sake of our love, for the sake of the love of the Prophet Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, inshallah our dua will be accepted and will be successful in this world and the hereafter as well. I know there's many youngsters, New Year's is coming very soon. Well, the westernized New Year, the 31st of December, I know they will go out and try to spend time. I think cinemas are becoming very popular as well. This is the time of the year because they're getting discounted price everywhere. My message to my young brothers and everyone who's listening to me: have the New Year's bash by coming to the Masjid. Don't go out on the street and try to enjoy the westernized culture there. Come in the Masjid and learn about your deen and love your Awliyaah Allah. Jazakallah khairan. May Allah accept our prayers, our du'as, and give us the tawfiq to love our Awliyaah Allah, for which inshallah we should attain Jannah. Jazakallah khairan.